Well, my name is Brian Patterson. I teach at Woodlawn High School for Baltimore County. I teach biology, I teach AP biology, and I am also going to be teaching a project lead the way course, which is human body systems. Alright, well, what I really enjoy about teaching biology is bio means life, and I really enjoy understanding what makes the world tick and what makes the world as we know move, and how everything lives, how it operates, and I really enjoy seeing when kids make that connection and they can understand what's happening in their bodies and around them. I think the problems that can be solved. I think students really can appreciate understanding how to figure out when something goes wrong, what is going wrong with the body. I think that students really enjoy being able to solve problems and step outside the box a little bit and realize that biology is a field that's continuing to grow, and that we don't know everything, they're not going to know everything yet, and that's fine, and that's part of the process of learning how to make that growth. Well, the most important contribution that I think a specialist could really make is the relevancy. Students are trained to ignore their teachers some of the time, and I think that for them to hear from an expert in the field, to know what they're learning and why it really matters, and why we need them to understand what's going on around them, what's going on with, it's going to be their health care, it's going to be their treatment, if they have any issues, it's going to be the food that they eat, everything going on around them, and to hear that from somebody who's working in the field, I think it gives a lot more relevancy. It helps them to understand why I'm learning this and why it matters. Well, I think some of the areas that are particularly challenging and where a specialist could really help are in the things that are more difficult for students to see, in the realm of biochemistry, in the realm of cell biology. Those are all very abstract concepts, they're very small, students can't necessarily visualize it right away, and so to help the students really see what's going on and to, again, understand why those little things like a cell, or why proteins, carbohydrates, why they really matter to them, and see the overall importance. Well, what excites me about this project is the possibility of opening students' eyes, opening their eyes to what they themselves can do down the road. I know a lot of my students still have no idea what they're going to do once they move past high school. To give them options and to help them see that, what they're learning now can be very relevant, and if they enjoy it or think that they're pretty good at something, they should really pursue it and try to do something better because of that. Well, what I would say to my colleagues is simply, if you can get the students interested in the material, that's the biggest battle you're ever going to fight. And if you can interconnect them with somebody that has that special knowledge, that has that ability to get them to see why it matters, you can teach them anything after that. If you can hook the students, you can make them learn. Alright, well, as a specialist going into the classroom, I can definitely understand feeling nervous. I can definitely understand not really being sure of what you want to do. My advice would be, relax, have fun with it, and be yourself. Students can pick up if you're being anything other than what you naturally are. But to make that easier, what I would also advise is I would advise you prepare. Meet with the teacher, if possible. If you can't do that, talk with them on the phone, email, video conferencing, anything you can do to get some extra information about the class that you'll be teaching, the students that you'll be working with, and then overplan. Put together more things than you think you'll need. If something fails, or if you hear crickets when you ask a question, don't even sweat it. That's what it is. It's nothing personal against you. Just try to drop it and move on to the next thing, and you'll get them. You will definitely get the students that are interested. And those that aren't, they'll pick it up later. Have fun with it. I think the fall is a really special opportunity when you can hook kids and get them interested for the rest of the year. What I would love to see happen is I would love to see a specialist bring in some equipment that we don't have access to. Bring in a problem, a disease, something that they're working on, and talk about how they've worked, where they've seen success, where they've seen failures, and get the students to really understand that what we're studying matters, that the process matters. You can't just fudge results. You can't expect to hit a home run the first time you swing. Expect to have some delays, to go back to the drawing board, and to see how science as a process works, how those skills relate to biology, and how biology relates to the real world. Well, in terms of what I think about MDRT and the overall value of it, I definitely see them as being a facilitator to really get the ball rolling, interconnect some specialists that are passionate about what they do with teachers that really want to make a difference, and help the two to work with each other so that overall the students can make some real gains and have their eyes opened a little bit more and can become a little bit more interested in the subjects that we're studying and potentially have a new goal for down the road.